This video is about the I-70 truck automation corridor request for proposals. I'm Andrew Bremer. I'm the project manager at Drive Ohio, in charge of putting together this project. Going over the agenda, we'll start with a project overview and, of course, the status of the project. We'll go over the request for proposals, or RFP. What we're looking for are deployment teams implementing SAE Level 2 and Level 4 to automation technologies. We'll go over the schedule of the RFP, its contracting options, eligible costs, and the format of responses. Just a project overview. The project was solicited by US DOT through FHWA and the states of Ohio and Indiana through the Departments of Transportation, solicited the federal government for this ATC MTD program. The project itself is funded 50% by FHWA, and the other 50% comes from a combination of state and in-kind funding. The goals of the proposal were to measure safety, efficiency, and environmental impact on the deployment of automated technologies on the interstate system. The main goals of the project, as we proposed to FHWA, are to advance truck automation here in the Midwest and to answer the question, what is an automation-ready roadway? As a separate component of this project and not the focus of this RFP, we do have an effort underway by our team led by the TRC that's looking to answer the question of how we can better construct our infrastructure to accommodate automation technologies. And when we're talking about levels of technology, we're talking with the SAE-defined levels of technology. We're not going to focus on truck platooning at this time, but we will focus on SAE Level 2 and Level 4. Level 2, with partial automation, the vehicle has combined automated functions like acceleration and steering, but the driver must remain engaged with the driving task and monitor the environment at all times. SAE-defined Level 4, high automation, the vehicle can perform all driving functions under certain conditions, and the driver may have the option to control the vehicle. Our anticipated outcomes of the project, of course, safety is our number one concern. Want to see improved crash avoidance capabilities and reduced driver stress. Environmental outcomes, reduced fuel consumption and emissions output, increased efficiency, both in forms of increased labor productivity and a positive return on investment. And overall general acceptance of the technology, improve fleet and driver acceptance of automated vehicle technology, and identify and mitigate any barriers to adoption. Going over the project timeline, we are in year 3, currently looking for the release of RFP number 2. We're looking forward to receiving proposals and having vehicles on the roadway in the year 2024, deploying those teams, measuring their results, and coming up with final results in a report to US DOT by May of 2025. Now, keep in mind, this is just our project timeline and that which we are contracting for. However, this doesn't preclude any relationships that deployment teams may form as a result of this project. Past May of 2025, you're free to continue your obligations, your contracts, your relationships that you build through this project. But just for the public sector side, this is the final report that we owe to US DOT is in May of 2025. Just some resources, important resources to keep in mind as we go through this process. The project website itself lives on the Drive Ohio website. There you can find fact sheets about the project and other useful information. We also have a link on that website to the I-70 Truck Automation Corridor Partner Portal, and that's in order to facilitate team forming as well as be aware of other vendors, other logistics firms, other technology vendors that may be interested in forming a team. The RFP itself will run through the Ohio Buys portal, and it's a new system to the Ohio Department of Transportation. It has been in existence for a couple of years, but this will be new for anybody who's used to interfacing with ODOT and its traditional RFP process. If you click on the link here on this slide, you'll be taken to the Ohio Buys homepage. And on the right-hand side, for more information, you'll see the links on the right-hand side there. Useful links will include bidder and supplier access, bidder and supplier information, and bidder and supplier training. To review the RFP itself, what we're looking for are deployment teams. And what this means is basically teams that formulate a turnkey solution that provide at least one technology provider and a fleet deploying that technology. We want to solicit fleets that are running runs and shipments in revenue service. These deployment teams can reflect multiple organizations representing the intended audience. For example, if a university or research firm would like to partner with a fleet and logistics firm as well as technology providers, that can certainly happen. We're looking forward to making multiple awards for both level 2 and level 4 technologies, or a combination of the two. Deployment timeline, we're looking for a flexible start. However, we do need to fit within the time frame given to us by US DOT to formulate that final report by May of 2025. So we have mandated a minimum of at least 3 months of deployment that we are able to gather data. Respondents can offer longer than 3 months, but 3 months is the minimum. Again, our intended audience are trucking companies and fleets. Also, it can include third-party logistics companies, automated driving system developers, ADS, original equipment manufacturers, truck OEMs, and truck leasing companies. We do require that this be in a commercial deployment, involve some level of routine operations between Indianapolis and Columbus, focusing on I-70. We recognize that delivery routes may run off of I-70, that's entirely fine. But for the data component and the collection that we're focused on, that will only happen on Interstate 70 between Indianapolis and Columbus. Require that the deployment team participate in project evaluation activities, participation in project public relations activities, and a minimum of 3 months commitment for data collection. Involvement with the fleets will involve a combination of quantitative as well as qualitative data. An example here for a potential deployment team or a potential response put together by a team. A trucking fleet can provide trailers, drivers, and access to operational data, as well as the back office and driver staff participation in interviews and engagement activities. A technology developer or a vendor can provide a retrofit kit or a mature level 2 or level 4 solution to a participating fleet. Train safety drivers to the participating fleet for use with their trucks. And training is provided by the technology developer to a fleet's driver is also acceptable. Access to specific ADS system data relevant to the project goals. Truck OEM. that can provide trucks with integrated level 2 or level 4 capabilities, or an OEM that's providing to be retrofitted with level 2 or level 4 technology. A shipper or a third-party logistics company can provide trailers or loads along the I-70 corridor to a trucking fleet, regardless of the technology that's being deployed. A truck leasing company can participate. For example, it might provide Class 6 or higher commercial vehicles for this deployment. A consulting firm may be involved. For example, they may lead input and review of project documentation on topics such as deployment readiness and implementation, safety and data management, and evaluation indicators. Consulting firm may also contribute to operational design domain and route planning, and it may assist in data collection and evaluation. A research organization or university may be involved. For example, they may contribute to operational design domain and route planning, and assist in data collection and evaluation. The funding that will be available for this RFP can be used to purchase equipment or leases of new tractors or trailers, maintenance of that equipment during the deployment period, the labor used that's above and beyond a normal course of business for delivery, such as training, onboarding, project survey time, and other activities. A telematics solution that could be existing, or a new telematics solution that has not yet been deployed that meets the criteria of the data that we're looking for. Funding is available to fund the purchase of the technology. Again, level 2 or level 4, its installation and deployment. This includes integrated solutions on new tractors or a retrofit kit for existing tractors. And RFP funding is also available for the data that comes from the existing telematics device or from a new or existing level 2 or level 4 technology provider. Overall, we're looking to make multiple awards, and about $3 million is available to fund multiple deployment teams. So potentially, what could a deployment look like? A proposer may deploy one or both technologies, level 2 or level 4, with a new deployment with technology firm and fleet. Fleet may upgrade an existing level 2 deployment to a level 4. A fleet or technology firm may alter a current deployment if that's occurring someplace else in the United States, whether it's in progress or is it planned for the near future. For example, moving currently equipped trucks to the I-70 corridor to facilitate routes there, accelerate the schedule for planned level 2 or level 4 deployment, implement existing level 2 or level 4 on additional trucks in an existing fleet, implement L2 or L4 technology on newer trucks, expand the technology deployment to additional fleets and trucks. A fleet may lease a truck equipped with integrated level 2 or level 4 from an original equipment manufacturer. Fleet or technology firms may propose data collection on I-70 only from a current level 2 or level 4 deployment. Schedule for the RFP. As of today, the RFP is scheduled to be released on November 10th. We're asking that any questions that pertain to the RFP be submitted through the Ohio Buys portal by November 17th. Responses to those questions will be issued no later than November 22nd. And proposals will be due through the Ohio Buys portal on December 15th. Selection and award of those responses will take place in January of 2024, and a notice to proceed will be issued no later than April 15th of 2024. Format of the proposal. looking for a cover letter that states the purpose of the submittal and to be signed by a representative of the offering deployment team that is authorized to bind the proposal, including the representative's title, address, telephone number. This is not included in the 5-page proposal. Next, a description of the deployment team, including a list of each team member and their anticipated role in the deployment. Also note the number of tractors proposed to be used and in which service areas. A list of the key individuals from each member of the deployment team's organization who will be the primary point of contact. For each individual, include his or her role and responsibilities. A brief description of experience or interest in truck automation, whether level 2 or level 4. A response to the requirements matrix in Appendix A, indicating whether the requirements will be satisfied or not satisfied, or if they're not satisfied, when will satisfaction in that data requirements be implemented. And also the response matrix in Appendix B. The submitting entity should provide a brief description of each element that's in alignment with the instructions provided. And in your response, please note the instructions and total points possible columns should be excluded from the response. A blank response matrix is included in Appendix B. Included in this response should be an approximate cost breakdown for the proposed deployment, specifically how much funding is being requested from the project budget, if there are multiple team members, who receives payment and for what, are cost share contributions being offered, including amount and expected usage, and what components are being procured versus what existing assets will be leveraged. Here's an example of Appendix B. Eligible cost for reimbursement, again, equipment, labor, telematics solution, the technology involved, the data from that technology, and the operations in implementing this technology. This does not include the regular cost of implementing revenue service. Project cost estimate. Again, provide a line-by-line cost by category. Include a total for the funding amount requested. Identify any potential cost share contributions in notes. Cost share refers to any goods or services that can be donated for the good of the project, but will not be charged to the project budget. The requirements matrix for the deployment. Again, please note if the technology and the fleet currently meet, or if it does not meet, please note when that the fleet or technology will meet that requirement. Again, responses will be due December 15th. Please note that this date is subject to change, and ODOT reserves the right to cancel the RFP at any time. All communications, once the RFP is released, will go through the Ohio Buys portal. Selection and award. The evaluation and scoring of proposals. This is a quality-based selection. So the 5-page proposal is a vital component in this response. This also involves a price evaluation. So of course, the request for the project budget funding is also very important. The award process. Step 1, ODOT will provide the scope, schedule, and deliverables. And again, the sample deliverables table is in Appendix D. They'll note a timeline of when those deliverables will be anticipated so that respondents know what sort of timeline to anticipate during the delivery of the project. Step 2, the awardee confirms or provides comments on proposed costs. There may be additional follow-up questions from the evaluation group from ODOT to seek clarification on any responses and information that the department receives. Step 3 may involve a comment resolution meeting where the team can ask candid questions to the respondent to seek clarification. Step 4 will involve contracting, issuing a notice to proceed, and the authorization of funds. This can work out specific contract types, specifics on the deliverables and the schedule, the final budget, and of course, issuing a notice to proceed. No activity can take place before a notice to proceed is issued. And please note, if the respondent is awarded and selected and has a notice to proceed, the receipt of payment is dependent on adherence to the project schedule and budget. After a notice to proceed is issued, that team can expect regular status meetings to be held, and the project team can bill on a monthly basis and issue progress reports for the activities completed during that month and or in progress, activities that are planned for next month, what major risks and concerns does the deployment team have, and any other action items that need to take place. This concludes the video for the upcoming I-70 Truck Automation Corridor RFP. Thank you for your time.